I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't replace.
It's not in the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to be breaking up the Dustin and Carlos King interview in segments, and the first person we're going to be talking about is Mel's baby mama, of course, because I want to go ahead and get it out the way. I noticed that they didn't mention him too much in the interview, and thank goodness. I hope that Carlos is just as tired as Mel baby mama as we are. They only brought him up, in my opinion, 3 times, and that was when they were talking about his suit. That was when Dustin gave his opinion on how he responded to Mel, saying that she's living a beautiful life, and also at one point when Carlos shaded him. But other than that, in my opinion, it looks like people are really probably tired of Mel's baby mama. So let's get into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you guys are up to date each and every time that I upload. Now, of course, I can be wrong because Carlos is the greatest disappointment of reality TV. Anytime we feel like we may be getting somewhere with him and he might be hearing us, he slaps us in the face. And I'm truly not trying to be negative, but I'm really tired of the reunions falling flat and us never getting any answers or any closings to any of these people's storylines. And I'm going to continue to say that until he hears us. A lot of the points that you guys have made in my comment section as far as feeling like Carlos King is going to let us down, he's not going to fire Mel's baby mama, and he's not going to thoroughly address the situation at the live interview. I kind of feel the same way you guys feel, but I'm trying to be a little bit more optimistic when it comes to this situation. I think a lot of times Carlos chooses not to hear us because our tone might be aggressive, and he thinks that we are trying to attack these people. Without understanding, Carlos, we've invested time and energy into your show, so we want thorough stories. I also agree with some of you all that are saying that you think this is a stunt for Carlos, because why does it take 2.5 weeks for him to address an unruly employee? Like I said, I'm on a fence about it, but I'm trying to be optimistic. But in my opinion, in this interview, he openly shaded Mel's baby mama, and he also didn't really speak about him that much, so we might be getting something. A lot of you guys feel like he was demoted to friend of the show, and even that would be good. Regardless, Carlos, we are not intentionally trying to attack these people. We just want you to hear what the viewers in the audience are saying at mass. We don't want these people to not have a job. We just want thorough, consistent storylines. You're always talking about the core 6 when 4 out of the core 6 are literally Scots, their family. I think it's legit what people are asking by demoting Kimmy and Scott to friend of the show. You don't necessarily have to kick them off, but to demote them to friend of the show and add the Fletchers in their position as full-time members along with Stormy will add so much value to this show. Stop trying to be stubborn. We are not trying to attack these people. Like I said, we're not trying to go at it with these people or go at it with you or strong arm anything from you, because I feel like you intentionally ignore what the masses are saying about the show because of the tone. But again, we're not trying to strong arm you, but we are pretty passionate about the show and the time and energy we've dedicated watching it. You saw the comments on your Instagram story with the interview that Kimmy did with Marie. People are very loudly asking you to get rid of Kimmy. And if you don't want to get rid of them, okay, but can you make them a friend of the show? They are taking up too much TV time and nothing's making sense or adding up. Sorry, I just wanted to go on that rant because, again, I feel like Carlos intentionally ignores us because he feels like we are trying to run his show. But if he could just put his ego aside and understand that we are just a whole bunch of passionate fans that have invested time time into this series, then he would be a lot better off, in my opinion. But obviously, what does my opinion matter? Who am I? In this interview, Carlos basically spoke about how he felt like Martell was in such a nasty place when it comes to Mel, or he's always so overly animated or always have something negative to say. And he didn't say this in these words, but I'm just putting it in my terms. This is how I perceived it. But he's basically saying Mel's baby mama is like that because he feels like Mel is doing better than him and he don't necessarily know how to take it, because most people don't want to see their exes doing better than him. And that's one of the things that I was saying in one of my videos. I believe Walkie Talkie's biggest issue is Mel is doing 10 times better than him without him. And he has tried to convince her for so many years that she would be nothing with 4 kids without him. And she proved him wrong. So much so, she's literally doing 10 times better than she was doing with him. So she will never go back to him. And Carlos said that he feels this way because Dustin brought up the fact that Mel was sitting there on the reunion stage and she was just basically speaking about how good she feels and how blessed she is to be there, how free she is, and just how good she feels. And for whatever reason, that triggered Mel's baby mama to cut her off. And I agree with Dustin when he was like, whoa. And I like Martell is such a narcissist. Everything is not about you. It's the fact that he had an issue with Mel just speaking about the pure joy that she was living in that moment. The fact that that bothered him and he had to attach himself to that tells you everything that you need to know about him. And Carlos, I really hope you understand that Mel's baby mama is draining for many more reasons than you think. He's draining because he's a triggering person to watch. Believe it or not, your fan base are married women or women in general that have been in marriage or in relationships. And so I think you are missing the mark by keeping him on the show, because you're not catering to majority of the women on the show that are begging you to get him off. He is just very triggering to a lot of women. And if you truly care about Mel, then you would consider that. To have a man that's emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and possibly physically abusive on the show, consistently triggering so many women that watch your show, is not a good look, sir. So I hope that you are serious about doing something about Mel's baby mama. I don't know why you would have to wait 2.5 weeks to address his outright disrespect, considering he's disrespected you on multiple occasions. But like I said in my previous videos, if Carlos gets on the interview stage on the 21st and hardly address the issue, don't necessarily give us a closing or clear understanding, and or don't fire Mel's baby mama or clear things up, to me is going to confirm that Mel baby mama has some type of something over him, or they have some type of attachment with each other. Because it's one thing for him to be, I guess, problematic on social media or sharing information with his baby mama, but he is continuing to disrespect you. You are the executive producer. You're his boss. When are you going to put your foot down? Another moment in this interview, like I said, it wasn't really many moments where they spoke about Mel's baby mama, thank goodness, which is why we're going to start off with this interview, or this part of the interview first, to go ahead and get it out the way. But another thing that Carlos mentioned in the interview was the fact that I believe he shaded Mel's baby mama, and he was basically saying, like, even though people say the show is fake and that they're actors, this is real life, this is their reality. And again, I'm just going to say, based on them not really bringing him up that much, and based on Carlos shading him in a lot of his interviews that he's been doing, I feel like Carlos is pretty much as tired of him as we are. But then again, Carlos just has a very big emotional attachment to his castmates, which is why I feel like he drains the reunion. That's pretty much all I have to say on this topic, because there wasn't really much to say about Mel's baby mama that stood out to me, other than the facts that we know. even Carlos sees his issue. And it's the fact that Mel's baby mama is jealous of Mel because Mel is doing better than him. Not only that, but he's not been able to bounce back. He said that this other person was better for him, this, that, and the third, yet he's still not in a relationship with that person. That whole over there cooking and cleaning and taking care of his kids, and he's on national television talking about he's looking for a woman that know how to cook and do this, that, and the third. Oh, but she cooks sometimes. Ho, you are a maid.
Hey, maid. I see you got on your maid outfit like you always do. Ain't that what you clean with? You need to buy her a fur like you bought me one.
This show is #1 on the network is because the cast have this chemistry that's undeniable. You can't fake it. Although some people love to say the show is fake and they're actors. You can't fake it. Which one of those shoes you're going to put your foot to kick Martell off your show? I will be addressing the Martell comment on my podcast Tour with Melody. Don't worry. I'll address it on live in person. If you don't got your tickets, get them, baby. Me and Melody Shari, January 21st. Okay? I'll be addressing Mr. Holt then.
We love that it kind of builds up the anticipation, right? In this case, we saw that everybody was pretty much in a good mood. Spirits were lifted. People were ready and prepared. When we got out on the reunion stage and you asked Melody how she was feeling tonight, you know, she expressed, I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I'm in a good place. I'm doing good, whatever. And immediately, I felt as a viewer that Martell became defensive and took Melody's declaration of her current state and her state of happiness. He took that. He heard her say, I'm happier than I was when I was with Martell. She didn't even mention him. What she said wasn't connected to him in any way. And he responded immediately by saying, well, she was happy when she was with me too. I found that strange. What did you think about that response from him, Carlos? Did you anticipate that? Was it predictable for you?
No,
okay.
Listen, one thing I know with Martell that he has said to me, and I think he may have said on the show as well, it's hard for him to be on this show when you started off being on it with your wife.
Yeah.
And you're on a show where everybody's booed up.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously, to see somebody who you proposed to the day she graduated college, and to see her become...
That was their first mistake, but go ahead.
Well, we'll talk about that at the
Get it time. Yeah, go ahead.
My live show with Melody, January 21st in Huntsville. Get your tickets on sale now. Link in my bio. We're going to talk about that because I have a whole thing about that too. It's evident that there appears, not putting words in people's mouths, there appears to be some loss in terms of, listen, let's have a real conversation. You know how you break up with somebody? And y'all may end on good terms or bad terms. It could be good terms or bad terms.
Right.
You never want to see your ex do better than you. It's just, I think that's normal. There's something deep down inside where you kind of get happy that your ex has fallen off. Or you know how like sometimes you go on Facebook and you say, damn, you fell off. I'm sure Dustin with your roster and your Windex.
My last name is Ross. That don't mean I have a roster. but I do believe
roster.
Me personally, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, Carlos. You know what I'm saying? I'm a player, baby. And so I don't know. To me, like your relationship with your ex, I'm not saying you have to be friends. I'm not saying you have to be in relationship or in communication with them. But to me, I don't ever want to see nobody that I said I loved or nobody that I said I was with fall off. I don't ever want to see you not doing good. You know what I mean? I would love to have this relationship.
Would you like to see them do better without you?
Yeah, I would, because I would selfishly, I would feel like, see, I knew that was the right move. I pick good people. You know, it would be about me. Yeah, I pick good people. You're damn right. My ex is doing good because that's the kind of people I date. You know what I'm saying?
Doing good?
I don't have a lot. That's the thing about me. All my connections are doing good. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of exes. You know, much love to them though, because anybody that was my ex, it ain't but 2.5 of y'all. So anybody that was my ex, and I say 2.5 because one of them we should have just stayed friends. But that's another conversation for our other show.
Spoken like a true Detroit player.
I'm trying to tell you, you know. So I love to see everybody doing good. Much love to everybody. If I loved you then, I love you now, and I want you to be doing all right. I'm a player, baby. I ain't with all of that. I want all my people winning. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.